Yo, 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 what's good, y'all? Welcome to another week of Taking Highground Fridays. We are happy to be back. The duo is here. It should be an interesting conversation today. It's in between. So we're in the middle of the remix season, which is interesting. Me and Dylan talked a little bit on Wednesday, but I guess we can get his full opinion on what he's feeling so far with the new season. And yeah, let's get into it. How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? If you guys are new here, most of you guys aren't, but if anyone is new here, check out FortniteCards.com for all the checklists. So far, let's talk about the remix season. I
Yeah.
know I watched a little bit from
Mhm.
your episode last week. Sorry I couldn't make it, guys. Inky, what's up? Matthew, what's up? Kevin, Funk, JT, Rice, what's going on? I like it. I've been excited. So I'm in a strange era right now. So you all know my account got hacked. I
Mhm.
got everything back. They refunded my skins. Epic Games gave me all those refund tickets back, giving me my skins back. So Epic Games,
Yeah.
they came through. I mean, I had all the information. I think as long as you have, like, first of all, I had the crew pass,
Yeah.
right? It's being charged to my credit card, all this kind of stuff. So, you know, yeah, it would have been more upsetting if I didn't get it back at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But one of the things they did was they deleted my entire friend list.
Mm.
And all of my friends on Fortnite are people around the world that I've
Mhm.
met playing Fortnite over 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really, but so like the YouTube show, our community here, that's like my hobby friends, right?
Mhm.
Only a couple of us actually play
Mhm.
together in the game. Everyone else is I don't really have their like social medias and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So my game's like kind of empty right now. There's like no one on there. So I'm not like Rob. I don't play solos that much. I used to
Mhm.
when I first started.
Yeah.
Now, like, I enjoy Fortnite and squads, duos. I have to do it with people. It's like
Mhm.
how do you explain it?
Yeah.
It's like a social game for
Your
me.
social game. Yeah.
And so I didn't have anyone to play with. So I knew one of my friends was playing Call of Duty.
Mhm.
So I bought Black Ops 6 and I started playing that. And if you guys played back in the day, y'all know zombies,
Yep.
Black Ops. You got to get into that. So I was like, I had to try it out. I've been playing with some of my friends on there, and then it got me thinking about Fortnite and stuff. And then one of my friends invited me. He was on, so we went and played ranked.
Mhm.
And dude, at first I was like, Black Ops 6 is dope. Like this is fun. I'm having a lot of
Yeah.
fun. They were like, I'm surprised to see you on here, Dylan. You only play Fortnite. I was like, I'm having fun. This is actually fun playing a different game. And then I went and played a game of ranked Fortnite. First of all, it felt weird. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be ass. I haven't played in like 3 weeks. I get in there, and then immediately I'm fighting 1v2 in a box battle, and somehow I kill both of them.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I was back at it. I was like, I missed this. It's just different. It's
Yeah.
just different. I can't explain it. I don't know if it's a strategy. It's like
It's all of it.
it's all of it. It's hard
Yeah.
to put into words. So it got me thinking about the cards again, and I was like, all right, well, Black Ops 6 is new,
Mhm.
right? It's out. A lot of people in the gaming world are talking about it. Is like getting this first battle pass. I was like, okay, let me go and check the stats, right?
Yeah.
I think peak 400,000 players at one time.
Mhm.
And Fortnite hasn't dropped, I don't believe, below 1 million at one time.
Yeah.
Not even peak. That's
Yeah.
just constant. So Black Ops 6 is doing the same as one of the maps within Fortnite.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I wanted to be like, I was thinking I told you, Rob, this. I was like, sometimes when you're so big on something, like we're huge on Fortnite cards, we're huge on the Fortnite IP. Sometimes you have to step back and be like, am I
Yep.
just too close to this? Right?
Mhm.
Am I just too close to this? And so I took that, I was thinking about it. I wanted to, get a clear head and think about it. And no, I don't think I am. I don't think there's anything like Fortnite.
Yeah.
I think Fortnite is heavily slept on in the
Mhm.
gaming world, in the IP world, and the fact that no other game, I mean, you can talk about Minecraft with the younger kids, that gets
Mhm.
up there, and Roblox, right?
Yeah.
No other game for like grown-ups that play hardcore that go across all ages
Yeah.
like Fortnite, in my opinion, and nothing that has that IP. So you saw like the Minecraft movie coming out,
Mhm.
and you look at the IP for Fortnite, it's gonna be leagues different. Like
Yeah.
Fortnite has that Marvel potential. Minecraft is gonna have in my guess, at best 1 to 2, 3 movies.
Yeah.
You can't the world building for video games is very hard when it's so
Hmm.
to like 1, 2, or 3 main characters.
Yeah.
And for Fortnite, they can do anything. So I know I just got back on that high, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting point you said with Minecraft. I think they can do a little bit more than that. I think they do have the potential of doing somewhat of what Lego do with their movies. But to your
Yep.
point, it's just with Fortnite, it's just different, right? I know exactly what you're talking about. Like I told you Wednesday, I played NCAA football for like it was like 3 months, like consistently, and it was amazing. Like no complaints. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. But it just the thing is, it's all of those games have an old game formula. That formula to me doesn't work anymore. Where to your point, you have
Or
a
it works
yeah
just
for a short
that's
period of time.
exactly, and that's
Yeah,
I think that's how games has always been,
yeah.
but they're never gonna be on top.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Because like so the problem with that, and I think what Fortnite figured out is that every 3 months they can recover from the mistake they made the last season, right? So if
Mhm.
you took something away, if you changed the way the players run, the characters run, you can fix that in game, next update. Then you can just make it better than whatever they are pissed about from the next season. You can just keep doing that. With this old formula, you have to wait a year, then not only are you waiting a year, you have to draw back all of your old gamers from games that they scattered across after the 6 months of playing because it drops off after that. Even with like a game like NBA 2K, NBA 2K has super high highs, right? But by you get time you get 6 months or the NBA season is over, it starts transitioning to Madden. And then now you got to pull them. It's so that the cycle of life is just different. And Fortnite mastered it, and other games followed, but they didn't have the cult following that Fortnite does, and it's just is one for the ages for sure.
I think it's and also that, but I also think it's something else too with the core of the game. It's not just the constant updates.
Yeah,
I was noticing like you can play solos, but I can't play Fortnite solo.
right.
And I noticed that okay, I went to Black Ops 6 and I was like, I was playing that by myself
Mm-hmm.
because you can grind it. So if you guys never played Black Ops or any Call of Duty, you can
Yep.
unlock weapon wraps and you can upgrade your weapon. So like your weapon doesn't get its full potential until
Yeah.
you use it so many times, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to unlock all the stuff to make it stronger, shoot faster, and all those kinds of stuff. And then you can prestige, and then you can start
Yep.
all over to unlock something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very goal oriented. So for
Yep.
someone who can like hyper fix on that goal and needs to
Mm-hmm.
unlock this, this, and this to do it, it works for people playing solo. But like you said, something like that
Mm-hmm.
ends. Like you
It
can go
does.
play that hardcore for 3, 6 months. I mean, even me playing it for like a week, I was like, okay, I got this gun gold.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm getting low because it's just you die, you come back, you die, you come back. And with Fortnite, it's different. Yes, you can unlock stuff, but that stuff's fun unlocks, not like the
Mm-hmm.
core mission of it,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
You hop in, you work on your skills, you're trying to win. Like
Mm-hmm.
I for Call of Duty, I'm not trying to win most of the time. I'm trying to unlock something. But with
Yeah.
Fortnite, you can hang out with your friends. You can do this there too, but it's
Mm-hmm.
different. And I think it's the pace of the game.
Yep.
And so like Call of Duty is very fast. I noticed that I was in a squad with people and during the game, we actually weren't talking that much. We stopped
Mm-hmm.
talking because we were so
So
focused on it.
focus.
But like Fortnite, you're breaking a tree, and
Mm-hmm.
you're talking to your friends and you're shooting the crap and you're hanging out, I feel like. So I
Yeah.
just some core piece of Fortnite, core essence, how they built it, that
Mm-hmm.
just makes it last longer. On top of the updates. The updates are
Yeah.
needed, right? But the core
Mm-hmm.
game itself, I just think is way better than anything else.
Yeah, and to your point too, the skill gap that you can have on a given squad, right? On a
Mhm.
given squad in Fortnite is more enjoyable than the skill gap of Call of Duty. So you can have two top tier players, and then you can have you can have a bot and a casual in there, and it
Yeah.
still works because it just balances out as you fight, right? you Call of Duty is a little bit too intense for that type of skill gap. And like to your point, like so it's a lot of things that work for Fortnite in that instance. And then I think the mixture of reloaded zero builds and regular battle royale, don't even count creative with finest and stuff.
No, I
It just
haven't played
balances it
Reload yet. I
perfectly.
haven't played the new Reload
Oh
yet.
man, it's amazing.
I
It's
want I
amazing.
so I don't know if you I've learned. I've only played a few games. Like I
Yeah,
said, I don't have any friends right now. I need people to send me my invites. But so I played a couple of games of just regular battle royale ranked chapter
yeah,
2. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I always say that season 6 is my favorite season.
right.
But I feel like that's nostalgic wise because
Hmm.
game wise, Misty has always been my favorite POI.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure chapter 2 might be my favorite map of all time.
Oh no, chapter two was I mean,
It,
chapter two was definitely better than chapter one.
yeah,
That
yeah,
shouldn't
and
be
people
debated.
always talk about chapter no, but it is debated because
It
everyone
is. It
says chapter
is.
one's the best, and I've
Yeah.
always said the map was never as good. The games were never as good as like chapter
Hmm.
2. That was COVID era when we were
Yeah.
like going hard into chapter 2.
Yeah.
Um, no, so it's just it brings back, and I love it.
Yeah.
I'm sad that like all this timing planned out to like me not playing this month, but I mean, what can you do? I guess
Yeah.
that's life.
Nah, it's been I really enjoyed the solo reload, but also like to the point of it, the balance of the solo reload and then like just regular ranked battle royale is perfect for me. Like, cause you know how it is. When you get higher up in ranked and stuff like that, the game slows down, right? Which is
Hmm.
not a problem. Like you just have to be more strategic. With reload, even when you rank up, the game is so quick. Like, and
Hmm.
it's perfect. Like you get those
It's
because
like last game, but not
yeah,
as intense. You know?
exactly, exactly. And it's like you remember like how a couple years ago, finest was kind of the way you warmed up to go into ranked and stuff like that. You just to warm up. It was
Yeah,
a good
I that's still what I play.
yeah. Reloaded feels like that for me now though. Like I like
Mm.
that reloaded. Like I get 10 games in. Now I'm ready for regular ranked. It's just like it's a great warm up as well. Like it's because it's obviously in game, but it has that speed that you really kind of was missing in my opinion for just a regular game mode.
Yeah, no, it's been good. I do notice that like I need to go back. I need to pick one because switching, I'm getting
Yeah,
confused on what
your
buttons I'm
brain. Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
in
That's why I
Fortnite,
don't do it. That's why I don't
yeah,
do
it's
it. Like it's tough.
at least shooter games. Like if you switch between
Yeah,
shooter games, you're gonna mess yourself up.
yeah.
I do have a surprise. I don't know if you know this.
What?
Um, so if you guys have been in the Discord, I'm gonna throw this up here. Again, if you want to get to the Discord, just go to FortniteCars.com. You have to sign up for a free account to get into the Discord. Where is original art? So, Hyperridge has been making these original art cards. So
Yeah.
he takes the regular card and he puts art on there.
Yep.
So he sent us one,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna share it here. It just came today in my mailbox.
Let's
If you
go.
guys don't know the story, he did send some originally for us to give
Hmm.
away at one point. It
Yeah.
went to my neighbor's mailbox. It was this whole thing. We fought like Tyson. It was a mess. All right, so I'm gonna see if I've just now looked at these for the first time. All right, so here is
Yeah,
your
let's go.
girl.
That joint is fire. I seen when he did that. That joint is so dope. That's my favorite style too. I take that back. It's between that one and the white.
So
Yeah, that joint is
these
fire.
are pretty cool. And if you guys know that we make our own cards to give to our
Yeah,
community too, so we're big fans of people doing creative stuff like this. Um,
that's
That's a cool
fire.
idea, Daniel.
It is.
A community art show. I like that. And then mine,
Let's see.
and
Whoa, yo,
which
that's
is
a
dope
slept on
because
style, by the way.
I don't know if people know this, but Hush is like maybe my top one of my top 5 skins.
It
I don't know
should
if
be.
people know that.
It's a near perfect skin to be honest. Like it
Yeah,
just
I
yeah.
love Hush. It's been for the longest time. If I had to say between Aura and Hush,
Hmm.
which one means the most to me, they're pretty close. They're
Yeah,
pretty dang close.
yeah,
I couldn't tell. Aura is obviously value wise and like desirability wise way higher. But me personally, those both were like my two favorite skins for the longest time.
yeah.
So
That's Lux and Zadie for me. Those two right there, I'm good. Like Aura and Zadie. I mean Lux and Zadie is just top tier for me.
so if you guys want some custom stuff done, reach out to him. I think I don't know how much he charges to do these.
Yeah.
But they're very cool.
By the way,
So
that
thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that.
appreciate it, bro. That hush with the Mintiacs, bro. that combo. That
Oh,
combo
that's
is
the
so
other thing.
crazy.
Um, the cold snap pickaxe. You
Yeah.
know that one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually, let me just throw it up here. GG. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Not everybody is as
Yeah, ridiculous
You do
as
it from
us.
most used, right? I can do it there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can do it for that one.
pickaxes.
Yep.
Cold. All right, so this is the cold snap pickaxe,
Yeah.
and I bought this watch.
Yeah.
It comes with this
The
pickaxe.
coast. Look at that. That's dope.
That's pretty dope. I was pretty happy. That's a pretty good.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's pretty dope. I like that.
so sometimes I don't like some of the come with it,
Yeah.
like the wraps and stuff like that. But like pickaxe, back blings, and skins, I'm down
Yep.
being like add-ons. So that was a cool thing. I haven't used it yet, obviously, but
Yeah.
um, that's pretty cool. I thought.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. Yo, that and then last thing game wise, man, that sneaker update is taking forever. I figured it would because that has to be
Yeah,
tough, bro. That has to be tough. Like, I'm almost positive though, like
it's gonna
they
change. It's gonna change
it's everything.
everything that they can do
Yep.
going forward. Yeah, that's
I
gonna
know
be
you wasn't
wild.
here last week, but I said this is a +1 for the sweatskins.
Oh,
Um, it's a
100%.
+1 because the simplicity of the sweatskins or anything like that,
Mhm.
it just the sneakers just work for them. I'm interested to see how they roll this out. If based off of how it looks, like if they follow the actual trajectory of like Jordan and Nike releases, this could be pretty big. Like
Yeah, especially
it's
so I don't know what they're doing. Are they trying to get away from rarity or
yes,
not?
I think so. I
Which
think
is
so.
weird because like so I think I saw that
How
you
do you
said
feel
you're
about that? Yeah.
um I think a core part I think there's a delicate balance, right? Between like releasing stuff that's rare,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like people wanting it. And then if you get rid of that, it's gonna bring the demand down. They're gonna get a huge payday,
Mm-hmm.
I think, but I think the long-term effect will be negative for them because
Do
some of the
you?
desire it's kind of like collecting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that once you get like an influx of cards, look at anywhere of like a skin, that value goes down and people don't value it as much,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think the same thing can happen for the skins too. Um, so it'll be interesting to see.
No.
I don't really care if people wear the skins I have,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't even know if there's one. I just don't have any. Like, if I had Black Knight and I wore it because of that,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be pretty peeved. But my point is, it's not about like upsetting those people. It's about creating that demand later for like the crew pass. Like, I have Galaxia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons I like the crew pass is because you don't know when or if they're going to come back and stuff like that. So you might as well collect them. So I feel like it's a really good positioning for them to be able
Mm-hmm.
to say that this won't come back.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to
I
see.
I agree with the point. I think though the other way of looking at it is like if you think of it this way. So Renegade Raider, right? Look at Renegade Raider's likes and wish list.
Yep.
But when you go to usage, she's all the way at the bottom of the pit just because nobody has her, right?
Hmm.
The 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 understanding of what that number could look like, that like because the thing is to your point, it would balance out. Like, it just naturally would if she's no longer rare, the 20 people that wear her won't wear her anymore. It's like it's
Yeah.
not even and I know you didn't get to watch too much of it last week, but my point was like the people that say dead game, the people that would be mad, they don't even play the game anymore.
I
Like
don't think
it
I don't think
is
the people who say dead game are actually the hardcores who had that. I think those are
I,
haters.
but no, there it's a
But
mix.
I get what you're saying
Yeah,
about them not
yeah,
playing anymore. I was just
yeah,
saying the game thing. Um,
yeah,
here's let's bring it to like collecting though.
yeah.
I will say it for us for this group.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say forget what we think is going to affect them. We don't care what it affects their bottom line and stuff. They're going to make enough money regardless, whether
Right.
they do it or not. Um, how does it affect collectors? And I will tell you that it's my stance that if you can play with the skin, you're going to fall in love with the skin way more. You're going to connect it with it way more, and you're going to want to go see it in a movie, see it in a show. For
Mm-hmm.
me, Black Knight maybe doesn't matter as much because I don't have them. And so
Mm-hmm.
if a movie came out with Black Knight, I wouldn't care as much. Put my girl Aura in there. Oh damn, I'm gonna go watch that movie. So for collectors, I think if they make it a way to bring these skins back so people can use them, people will connect with them more, and the
Mm-hmm.
value of those cards could go up, in my opinion. So like ones, let's pick like your girl Lux, right?
Mm-hmm.
She did not have a great start back in the day.
Yep.
Many people did not grind for her and all kinds of
Mm-hmm.
stuff and missed out. But now the game's changed and they wish they had her. They bring her
Yeah.
back out and people start playing with her again. She could rise to the top.
Yeah.
She could rise up
Yeah.
fast, right?
But
And then
that,
that would
yeah.
affect the collectors. Many more collectors would be going after her because now they
Mm-hmm.
have played with her. So I think for collectors, it just gives us even more opportunities
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
especially the skins that are already doing good. You're gonna get in even more fan base in. So I
Yeah.
think it's good. Anything
Yeah.
that makes it broader to the market, because I've
Mm-hmm.
always been an item shop guy. Like I think the item shop skins have an advantage over the battle
Mm.
passes.
Yeah. And I think I like the because I don't mind. Like, so for instance, even if they put the Minty X, I got the Minty X, I went to GameStop to get the Minty X. I wouldn't care if they put it in an item shop. Reason being is because at the end of the day, it's just combinations. Like, it's just
Mhm.
combinations is what you can do with it. And I think the fact that you can wear it and somebody else can't, I mean, how long does that really last? And how many of those? It's just a fictional thing. I get it. Like, so for instance, what does it do for Renegade Raider? Two things can happen. Renegade Raider can pop all the way back up and then she can balance back out, or she can start matching what her wish list and her likes look like, and she becomes the the all and be all, like where she has the usage numbers, she has every single thing, she gets the triple crown, right? And
Yep.
I think that's the beauty of it, the fact of like people can get Omega again in the drifts and the calamities. It's a lot of skin, even Pilly, the original Pilly, a lot of people don't have that skin, right? It's a lot of those skins in there that really could help the marketing of the game, because now you know the true popularity of it. When it's behind a wall like that, like we saying, it's just kind of hard to judge a
Yep.
skin properly. So it should be interesting.
And the whole other thing is, from my point, is they might have a reason story wise or branding wise,
Yeah.
and that skin being locked. My bad for shaking it.
Yep.
Earthquake. So that skin being locked might hurt those chances.
Hmm.
But first of all, I like your name, Jonesy Bezos. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
dope
fun.
name. So we get that it says that. I think across the internet, there's this suspicion that they could, because they brought or they're bringing back Chapter One
Hmm.
as a monthly season thing,
Hmm.
that they could, based on how they wrote the rules,
Right.
if they bring back that season,
Yep.
they could sell it because it's only available during that chapter in
Yeah,
that
yep.
season. That could be the loophole they do.
Hmm.
Do I think they would do it? I don't think, I don't know. I don't think so. But is it possible?
Yes.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And it depends on what their goals are, and we don't know what their goals are long term. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they'll make money off the skins." I don't think they care as much about that as we think they do.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's more they want to do something. They want to spike player pool. They want to do something.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see. They could do that. They could make it super difficult. Like
Hmm.
you only have a month versus
Yep.
what it used to take you like 3 months,
Hmm.
but you only have a month to complete it and get that
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
So
If they really want the bag, what they would do is, right, if they was going for that, like, I don't think they are either, but if they were going, I mean, they are for sure, but y'all get what I mean. Like, I don't think that's all it is.
yeah.
But if they really were going for it, like I said last week, you put the OG style in there, and you keep running that drain. Every time it come, screw it. Every time it come back, you get a new style, right? And it,
Hmm.
because the thing is now the OG's quote is happy, and then you also have the new ones that get to use the skin. You can't lose. So if somebody gets to use Renegade Raider that never got a chance to get Renegade Raider, this person has a gold Renegade Raider style. You can't be mad at that. If you get a gold
Yep.
Renegade Raider style, you'll be happy. Then, oh, you finally got Pink Goo Trooper, but I got this one. So it just continues on. Like, it's, if they really wanted to do it, that will hook both parties, and it will be a perfect mix for them.
It looks like Jonesy saying that the fact was posted today. Yeah, I mean, regardless, I don't know that they would do it. Now, here's where I think they're taking it, and I know it's a little off collecting, but um, with them releasing shoes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go
Yeah.
back. I don't know, 6 months.
Yep.
We've been calling these things skins for 5, 6 years.
Yep.
Okay, they changed the item shop and they made a very specific change to the language
They did.
saying characters. Okay, which to me means that they're trying to get away from this skin. They're not all the same characters like morphed anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're actual specific characters, right?
Yep.
Now they're releasing shoes. So the next step, obviously, is fashion brands.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be selling digital clothes. They're going to be selling everything for you to pick this character and design them the way that you want to. I mean that's my vision.
Mm-hmm.
And so people like Renegade Raider is a character.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the Renegade Raider skin, maybe that's
Correct.
unavailable. But maybe they
Correct.
bring back Renegade Raider default,
Mm-hmm.
right? Without
You
her
can play the
gear.
system.
Play the system. They
You
bring her
can.
back without the gear so that you can
Mm-hmm.
put on this clothes that you want and stuff like that. If that happens, that's when we're going to start to decide, okay, where are the actual characters within this game?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to define like the future, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
long story short, they're not going anywhere. Like people need to just wake up. Like this is people talk about Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon has been going on for 20 years with these characters, and now they
Mm-hmm.
have thousands of characters. Fortnite's like that, but on steroids. This
Mm-hmm.
is year 7,
Yeah.
going on year 8. I
Yep.
mean, I don't know. Every time we talk about this, I just get more excited.
Yeah.
So
You know,
obviously, I'm a Fortnite nerd over here, just
when
obsessing over the possibilities.
listen, to tie the points up, once again, I think that they have to branch the storyline out into comics. They have to, bro. Like it's to me, I know people have a different opinion. Um, I'll say this, my personal opinion, it does not work for battle royale anymore. Telling a story through that, it just doesn't work. I was on the fence. I'm like, for people that play it and they like the scavenger of it, and it's a small segment of the story. It is a small segment of the story, but I feel like most times it's like, okay, we did what we were supposed to do. You get what I mean? Like
So
it's tough for me. I think it needs to branch out. It has
they
to.
can't be blind to know that story is important.
Right.
If you look at all the stuff coming out, The Last of Us, hugely successful. I even
Hmm.
think Halo was successful.
Hmm.
All these video games become Mario,
Hmm.
super successful,
Yep.
right? Even Pokemon has been super successful in the story and the movies and stuff. So, I
Yeah.
mean, they're very smart and they know they have a really good brand. So, if
Yep.
they didn't know that, they wouldn't be partnering with the best brands like Marvel and stuff like that. Story is you can't not develop a story.
You can't.
So whether it's through straight to movies, straight to something they need to give a story, are they going to skip comics and go to some kind of media? Maybe.
Which I wouldn't be mad at either.
I wouldn't be mad at either. We just need, but I agree with you. We do need some kind of story,
Hmm.
and I think they need to start developing it soon. It's too
Yeah.
hard to follow in game, especially if their game is splitting out into thousands of different games. If
Hmm.
like 20% of your players play this, 20% play this, 20% play
You can't
this,
tell the
and
story
you
there no more.
only tell the story to 20% of them
You
in
can't
the
do
battle
it.
royale, you can't do that.
It makes no sense. It makes
Yeah,
no
it's
sense.
all right. Who wants to bet Fortnite cards on Mike Tyson's fight? Um, Interesting enough, do you know there's Mike Tyson cards?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, I mean that were released today.
Oh, you mean like with tops now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
figured they're not gonna miss a chance.
dude. I don't. Where did I wonder if it will pop up here. So you can buy these now. So I didn't know too much about like the Now brand. So I
Yeah,
guess they try to time these things with current events.
they do.
That's
Yeah,
my
they do.
understanding of it, right?
Hmm.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have this slap. And I don't know.
It's like Panini Instant.
Yeah. So um this was interesting. So you have until the 18th to buy these cards and you can look for autos. What do you think about this?
I'm not gonna lie, I like this card. This card is funny. Yeah, like the recent thing, but I think it was Panini Instant, if I'm not mistaken, with
Mm-hmm.
the LeBron and which was that? Was that LeBron and Bronny? The card, or was that no? That
I
was the
haven't
LeBron KD. It was the LeBron KD and Curry card, the USA card. and they did the breakdown like this and stuff like that. But this for tops, yeah, I think it's interesting.
I mean,
It's a
it's
good marketing
11.99 a
scheme.
card. I don't know how many is available because they don't really tell you on pull rates. I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't really give you pull rate information, but it tells you all these things that you could pull.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's interesting to say the least. I'm not interested in buying it.
Yeah.
I don't know how will these flip and stuff like that. But what I was trying to get at is like some of this stuff is going to be like old news eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the IP brands that like last, like Fortnite,
Mm-hmm.
if they do this for Fortnite, remember this is Tops. Fortnite's Tops is getting Fortnite next.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on the next set. Um, they could do Tops now Fortnite when the
Mm-hmm.
season drops
Mm-hmm.
during the FNCS.
See, not only that, FNCS 100%. Another
Yeah,
thing I
you
was
got
thinking, yeah,
Booga One Pumps clicks,
like
and they do some kind of card. There's a lot of things they could do here with the
instant
Tops
for the
now.
instant for the beginning of the nows for the beginning of the season. Uh, you know, I also think if Tops really does it, not really does it as in make the cards, but if they really like outdo themselves, we will be flowing with the seasons. Like, we'll be a year behind. So for instance, if we were right now, chapter 4 cards would be in circulation right now. You know what I mean? Like if it really wanted to do that,
Dude,
that would be
that's a
amazing.
good point because like skins like let's say it is that current season. Let's say it was
Yeah.
back to chapter 2, Midas just came out
Yeah.
and was going crazy. They could release those
Right.
and it could be in the now versus like series 3
Oh, you know what
ended.
type of then you got the rookie conversation. Is it the tops now or is it not talking about the Panini era, but like so for instance, a Dylan point, if they release the top now Midas, let's say when it was back chapter 2, right? But then the set comes out and it has Midas card in it. Now if you are, it's gonna be
Yeah.
great conversation. Like it's gonna
It will
be
be it will be a great conversation. Does it come down to all right, that's not in the traditional set.
right, right.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
like
know.
the Jordan Star versus the 86 Flair. It's kind of those type of things. But I think I mean, you might as well call us THG hypotheticals. It's just what we love to do. But but I
Well,
think
that's the
that
only way you can prepare for the future, man, is like
there
you
you
think
go.
of every possibility.
But then they can go back and they can see the chat and they can see us talking about it and be like, this is something we was talking about. But I think if they really want to, they could be a year, like a proper year behind. Those sets come out and it flows, right? Or they could be hyper aggressive if they want, like the way tops look right now, people are saying they overprint. And if they really wanted to be hyper aggressive, shoot, you can go if it's gonna be a guaranteed 4 seasons per year, you could follow that. You get what I mean? Like if it's guaranteed
Yeah.
for every
So
year, you can follow that.
if it is like 15 to 20 business days after whatever the
Yeah.
expiration date, I mean, they really could do this. So we were talking about this before. Like, is it just gonna be one set a year?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we don't know. We do have a contact. We
Yeah.
haven't gotten any information yet, right? We don't know how big they're going. Are they going to do multiple sets a year? Or are they just
Mm-hmm.
going to do one? But if they do one main set a year, but then throughout the seasons,
Do tops and owls.
you do tops now throughout the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, they're doing it for this, and this is like 20 business days. That's how
Yo,
long it takes to ship. That's kind of crazy.
to your point, this is how it will work too. Because okay, so you know how a lot of people said they don't want like the boogas and stuff like that actually in the set, right? That's
Yeah.
how keep them the tops now. So like you said, when the global championship come around, that's when you get your favorite player. But the set is to the purity of the characters. You can't lose with that.
Tops now would work perfectly for like
Yeah.
because you get 50 players
Yep.
that are
You
going
can't.
for. I mean, technically, I guess you get 50 teams, right? But
Yeah. You
you
can't
know,
beat that. That actually will work. Like you don't have to put them in a set. You don't have to break it up with these, if people actually want this in a set, you don't got to worry about that. You put them in the tops nows, keep the purity of the characters, and you just go from there.
Tops now Fortnite Player Edition.
Like, cause you think about it, like, so if you can order them that way, it there are legit probably 10 to 15 that really could pull in numbers. Like, and we're not just talking about the clicks. Like the bag of gamers that have followings is deep,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's just they don't have any avenue to show what their numbers can really do besides their streaming. Like if they had a way to show the popularity of each
Well,
player,
even if you look at their
that could
streaming
be
though, looking at their streaming and you take a percentage of it, of
there
who
you
would want
go.
their card, it's gonna be high. Like how many of our fans, like if we had a card, would just
Yeah.
support us and go and do that? You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And we're
exactly.
nowhere near big
Nah, I mean,
like them. So
and then you can do stuff like the OGs, and you go all the way back to the Tifus, the ninjas in their prime. You can, I mean, it's so much you legit can do. It's about who's on that team. I am getting kind of excited about the possibility of them actually trying more than anything, just them actually trying. Like we actually get some marketing, some promotion here and there. That's what I'm more excited about.
I'm more excited about prices dropping and so I can buy more cards. Dude, so
You
I
mean
won't tell you
before?
guys
You mean before it comes out? Is what you're saying?
yeah, before it
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah. Because I was looking at eBay today, but I can't buy anything. Christmas is around
yeah,
the corner. And
yeah.
like I was so close. I was like, you know what? I would this looks like a play, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm staying away. Staying
Yeah.
away. I'm keeping my cards.
Yeah.
But I did find myself like liking some other characters that like
Mm-hmm.
because we're in that space where I've gone through like the top ones that I mean, there's still ones I'm waiting for them to like pop
Yeah,
their
yeah,
heads
yeah.
up again. But then I
Mm-hmm.
was looking at some other ones like, all right, well, what's cheap now? Because the market's down. Of some characters that I would never go big on,
Right.
but would be an interesting play that I've always thought were cool skins I never like bought or wore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple out there. I won't mention them.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
So
cool.
I got a question for you because I've noticed it in mines as well, in my collection as well. What's two cards? So give me two cards that influenced your collection based off the game, and then give me two cards that the cards influenced your gaming. So two cards that you fell in love with that made you play with them in game, and then two cards that you loved in game and made you have to get it in a card.
All right. Well, in game, wait, should I not use aura?
Yeah, no, don't use aura. Don't use your top. Try to
Yeah,
go
I'm gonna use aura.
or any
Dang.
new ones or anything like that. Some ones that
All right. Well,
surprised you.
here I'm gonna start out with
Cards
a
that you have
se-
already, so you don't shoot
I'm gonna
yourself in the
start with
foot.
series 2. All right.
Yeah,
So actually, I don't think I have her yet. I don't have, or at least I used to.
Clash. Yep.
Clash. All right. So I didn't know about Clash. I never even saw the skin in game. Never
Yeah.
even, or if I did, I never recognized it. Right. I don't think I saw it in the item shop. Which, if you guys don't play Fortnite, it's pretty easy to do unless you're checking it every day, right? And
100%.
when you have 400 skins, sometimes you're not checking the item
Not
shop.
checking it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Clash, when I saw her card, I was like, oh, that's a dope skin. I want that. So I think I bought this skin in game afterwards. So
Yep.
eventually I got to get the card. So that's one of the cards that influenced it. Trying to think. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones
Anyone
cards
stick
that
out to you?
influence. Um, that one jumps out the most.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's another one. I want to say maybe series 3.
Mm-hmm. Series 3 has a lot has a good amount.
Yeah, I think there's the frozen cards in series 3
Mm-hmm.
kind of make me let me go look at those. Frozen Nogops made me want her looking at
Mm-hmm.
it in here, and then the frozen fish sticks.
Yeah.
Those cards made me kind of want the skins in game. And then you said now the other one was
The reverse.
so what skins in game made me want the cards?
Yeah. Yeah. Like so
Um,
maybe you just randomly purchased the skin, fell in love with it, or you started rotating it again after some time, and then it made you like have to have the card.
yeah, so rocks for
Yep.
sure. If you guys don't know rocks, that was I'll go back to season 2. I mean, chapter what do you call it? Series 2.
It's too many terms at this point.
Yeah, I know. I wish they did something different to make it easier. So rocks right here.
Yep.
I use her in game. She's not like crazy sweaty, and she's not like super popular.
Yeah.
I don't. I just like the different styles that I can do. there's a lot of different variations for the colors. So I definitely collect a lot of her.
Hmm.
And then I want to Elite Agent Series
Elite
3.
Agents, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
I rock Elite Agent sometimes, not all the time,
yeah,
but yeah, definitely because I have that one in game. I like to own that one.
yeah.
What
I
about
have
you?
I have a couple. A weird one is actually the skin, and a lot of people may not know it, but the skin in Series Two Verge. Verge has always been one of my favorite male skins, just based off of like. So first of all, Verge was made very well, just like with the cargos, and then the actual utility vest and everything like that. So Verge was one of those. When it load, Dylan will show it.
I
Um.
gotta log in. If you guys can't do the search because you're not
Oh
logged
yeah,
in, by the
yeah.
way, so I'm just
So
logging in real quick and then it'll work.
yeah, so Verge is definitely the one where I like the skin in game, which maybe want the card. Uh and I literally don't think I've ever seen anybody use him. But this is it's hands down one of my favorite male skins. I just think the like we always say, you got the bulkier male skins, then you got the slim ones like Chaos Agent and Midas. He's neither one of those. He's like in between. He's not too
He's in between.
bulky.
I'm about to say
Yeah,
he doesn't look
yeah,
chaos agent thin, but you're right.
yeah.
He's not like one of those bulky ones.
Yeah. So that was that's one of my favorite ones. But I will tell you another thing. I have a skin that I can't wear in game because I let go of the card. And that's Dark Bomber. I haven't worn Dark Bomber in 2 years because I because I had to trade the card. So that happens
Dang.
that happens to
I
me.
don't know if that's happened to me. Wait, have I worn?
It's happened to me
I I,
twice.
I do know that if I buy a card,
Yeah.
I rock that
You put it
skin.
in, yes, I do the same
So if
thing.
I play
Yeah.
with Black Ash, right? If I
Yeah.
play with him and I'm wearing a skin, he's like, "You just bought that, didn't you?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah," because it's not one of the usual ones I'm rocking. I can't believe in
Oh,
the
you went crazy on the claim sale? That's what's up.
I didn't even see the Facebook claim sale.
I I
Thank God
seen
I
somebody.
didn't.
Yeah, no, that's a trap, right?
Yeah, it's a trap, man. Like, dude, I was looking at eBay, some shards were ending tonight, and
Yeah.
I almost made some mistakes. I was like, no, be good.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say I went to Target and Barnes and Noble, and like you have a problem collecting cards.
Yeah.
When like you don't collect that stuff, why you act like you're about to buy it, dude?
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, there's that new Pokemon set or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and there are all these packs here. I was like, you don't collect Pokemon. What are you doing? Don't do that. I was looking for
No.
like maybe one piece.
Yeah.
But even then, like I only like loosely collected a little bit, you
Yeah.
know?
The inner
Um,
the the inner dialogue. By the way, did you know everybody doesn't have an inner dialogue? Did you know that? Literally look it up. It's people that don't have inner dialogue, or they don't have
so
as strong of an inner.
when they think they're not talking in their head,
Right, yeah, like, ain't that's crazy to me.
how do they think?
I don't know.
Are they
Yo,
intelligent?
listen, it's crazy, right?
Dude, don't get
Yo,
me started
but
here.
anyway, the point is, like, the inner dialogue that you have to have as a collector has to be serious, because, like, you have to consistently talk yourself off the ledge a lot, like, a whole lot.
Whenever I get in trouble now, I'm just gonna tell my wife, well, you know how you have an inner dialogue?
I don't
I
have
don't have
that.
that. So I just do actions. I don't think about it. I don't discuss it with anybody. It just
Yo,
happens. That's a good
JL,
excuse.
JL, you're not the only one, bro. I'm the same exact way. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I think I'm crazy at this point. But yeah, I found out. I said that's crazy, bro. Not literally crazy, y'all, by the way. But that's is it say like it's nuts. Like
It's one of those things that's really hard to think about.
yeah.
Like you don't even think about it when you're talking to yourself. But I literally was at Target. Like I was looking at anime card games. I was looking at Pokemon. I was looking at
Yeah.
basketball. I was picking them up.
He
I
was
was like,
like,
this is nice
let me see.
packaging.
It might be something good in here. You don't even
I
know.
picked
You
up
don't
one of
even
those
know what could be
elite,
good in there.
dude. I picked up one of those elite Pokemon trainer boxes. Like I don't even know what's in this thing. Look at this. I was like, and then
Yo.
my brother-in-law texted me and he sent me a link to that new Pokemon trading card game online.
Yeah.
And then it got me thinking. It's like I'm really interested in the data from that
Mm,
because like I really want to know how many people care more about the collecting. When I collected Pokemon, it was
mm,
just collecting
for
versus
same.
who actually play it.
Same.
And so like if you look at all the anime cards are all games,
Mhm.
right? So like there's one like I'm pretty big on anime.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't collect any of the cards except for maybe One Piece. And I've
Yeah.
been trying to figure out I think I've been trying to figure out why that is. Like I like Hunter x Hunter.
Mhm.
I've liked all these other ones, but I would never buy the cards from 'em. I even like Dragon Ball Z. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, but I
Yep.
never want the cards, right?
Mhm.
Um, and so, but for like One Piece, I was drawn to the cards. I still like some of the cards, and I think it's the fact that One Piece has been going on for 20 years.
Which is crazy.
It's an ongoing world where the other ones are shows that like kind of start. Even Dragon Ball Z, some people may claim that's like an ongoing thing, but I feel like there's not one cohesive story, at least from my
Mhm.
point of view, as someone who's not like mainstream in
Yeah.
it. Like it seems like it breaks it up. They change the name and they break it up.
Mhm.
There's all these different like storylines. It's kind of hard to
Yeah.
follow. One Piece is one cohesive long story that's still going on. And I don't know if that's why I'm like still drawn to it versus the other
Interesting.
anime I've watched.
Yeah.
Is one of the things I'm trying to figure out when I'm thinking about Fortnite because
Mhm.
Fortnite has that.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a lot of elements, but that's one of the things it has is that continuous story.
Mhm.
Like Halo, there's
Yeah.
games, it ends, it stops.
Yeah.
Dude, all these other ones. So like Fortnite has to have what the other games don't have to
Mhm.
succeed, just like One Piece versus
Mhm.
the other ones. Like the other animes, besides I guess people consider Yu-Gi-Oh an anime. Yu-Gi-Oh is probably one of the only ones that has done nearly close to as
Right.
good as One
Right.
Piece
True.
in terms
True.
of even from my limited knowledge that you can tell. So
J-Hill.
no, I had that is not true. I'm a huge One Piece fan, so I
Yeah.
still have my cards that I got.
Yeah.
Um, I will tell you though. I went to a card show and I bought some packs for like $11, and I flipped two cards for $100 each.
Mhm.
So that was kind of enticing, but no, I did not jump into it because of that. I actually like the characters. I'm a huge One Piece fan, so One Piece and Fortnite is like the only ones
Yeah.
I'm that big of fans on. When they
Then
combine, I'll go crazy.
that the thing about that's interesting too, because I think the thing with Fortnite that we always said is like it's gonna be tough to evaluate it because
There's nothing like it.
it's not, and it's gonna always shift. Like it's not like Fortnite's literally not gonna die. It's just gonna keep looking different. And let's be real, they
What does
can,
dying look like?
but that's what I'm saying. What I don't even know what that I don't know what that would.
So people say dead game when it does 3, 4x the numbers
I
of
know
their
what it would look
favorite
like.
game.
I know what it would look like. So it would have to be where Fortnite would be considered that they stop collaborations, right? Then Fortnite would have to stop collaborations. 50% less skins a season comes out, right?
Mhm.
And then I would say the only other thing would have to be numbers drop.
The
But
numbers would
other
have
than
to
that,
drop. The numbers would have to drop. What? 100,000. It would. It would
it would have to
actually have
drop
to be half.
drastically.
It would have to be half of whatever the most popular game is,
Yeah.
and besides them,
Because
I
that's
mean,
the only thing that matters about numbers. Like Fortnite can drop down from where it was, but if it's still not lower than what's on the market, then it doesn't even matter. Like if it's still doing higher numbers than everything is going against, it may has lost its peak quote, but it didn't lose the relevance compared to everything else is going against. So it's hard to evaluate it for a lot of people because people feel like because their nostalgia doesn't feel the same way that it died, but just that era of Fortnite died like anything else. Like I mean, we grew up literally in the 90s and early 2000s.
mhm.
Literally the things that was relevant, like Allen Iverson's iconic nature now compared to when we were in the thick of it is completely different. So, they can say that it's like I heard people who was it? They were debating Allen Iverson versus uh I think what was it? Kyrie. It was Kyrie.
Mhm.
And the only way Kyrie can be Kyrie is with Allen Iverson, but Kyrie took what Allen Iverson was and doubled it. Like literally, like there's no
Yeah,
other ball
yeah,
handler like
and
Kyrie.
that's why I can't stand the old heads who say
Yeah,
like, "Oh yeah, you would not have survived in our times." No, they could do everything that you did and what happened after you. So
yeah,
like the people in the future, they learn from all these things.
right.
And handles is like
Because
the
they gave
biggest thing.
you gave him the playbook, you gave him the blueprint.
Allen Iverson had the crossover.
Yeah,
No one had I mean, even Steph Curry is past that at this point.
Yeah,
But like,
exactly.
you want to talk about Kyrie,
Yeah,
like the amount of things that are in his bag
it's
is
insane.
because he started, like, there's a whole analogy. I won't get into it on
Yeah,
like race and all and like people like that.
yeah, yeah,
But like, you start ahead, right?
yep,
People need to realize that it's the same thing in life. Some people start ahead of you.
yeah,
If you come from a family that has no money, or
yep,
someone who has a lot of money, believe it or not, like someone's going to be ahead of you, and you
yep.
have to catch up. So
That's
Allen
life.
Iverson and all of them are ahead
Mm-hmm.
because of what happened before them.
Mm-hmm.
They had the moves. Allen Iverson did the crossover, so
Yeah.
Kyrie knew that at 8, at
Mm-hmm.
7. You know what I mean? So
Because no, to your point, like you think about it. So okay, before Allen Iverson, crossover wise, Tim Hardaway, like
there you go.
Tim Hardaway. I mean, his cross, it was literally insane for that time. Even you can even go with Isaiah Thomas. Like it just was like that quick crossover, right? And the thing is, when it comes to progression like that, people get stuck. Like, but you can appreciate the past, but you can't act like
Exactly.
the we just talked about it. Chapter 2, chapter 1, like chapter 1, completely nostalgic. But if you think the chapter 2 map and the experience wasn't overall better, that's nostalgia. It's just
Like
nostalgia. It's like
exactly. So you like, it's like
like
saying the people in chapter 1 would
yeah,
come in and destroy the people now.
and that's yeah, I
And that's
know
not
that's not
gonna
the case.
happen.
You know it's
It's
not.
like,
Like
yes, you guys invented the 90s,
yeah.
right? Not the
Yep.
not the era, okay? Like
The
doing
actual
90s,
movement.
cranking
Yeah.
90s. Like, you
Yeah.
guys invented that, but now they're on a whole other level.
Yeah.
Um, now that's a good comparison.
Like is I mean, even think about the cards right now, right? So there's like so for instance, that would be equivalent to us right now. Topps comes out with their cards. They market their cards, right? And the popularity spikes through the roof. And they will say it was nothing like the Panini era.
Top,
Y-
Tops changed everything.
Yeah.
No, Panini laid down the
And
groundwork
then Topps
and
took it to
built,
another.
and then like
Yes.
THG came in, and we helped
Yep.
bring this community together,
Yeah.
and then
Nice plug.
it comes out, it explodes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So everything layers on top of each other, man,
Yep.
and
It
people forget that, you
is it
know.
has it's the only way things work, right? Like, so for instance, you think, but that's why we talk so much about the nuance of a character. We don't even call them skins no more, character. Like, so for instance, I want a chaos agent because I seen the wish list, I seen the likes, I seen the popularity in game, but that doesn't negate that he hasn't hit his peak of popularity or people don't have the
Hmm.
desire to that level, right? So what happens is it's going to be somebody that does those same numbers, but they also have the draw as well. And it just doesn't take away from a card. It just means that a card is in a certain place. And we were talking about tiers before. A card could comfortably sit in whatever our tier 3 would be and never be a tier 1, but it doesn't take away from the card. It just has a place. It's just the way things are.
It's kind of like fish sticks for me, right? So fish sticks was popular and used. I didn't care for him
Yeah.
because he was like a meme skin, right?
Yeah.
But he built that foundation of being a meme skin, right?
Yep.
And then they threw him in the comics in a different way, and now I love the damn guy. It's like
Yeah.
I want a fish stick skin now. So it's just like that, and then it's gonna compound on itself. That's why
Yeah.
you cannot. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. That's why the people who collect full sets
Mhm.
may be ahead of me long term,
100%.
because they're covering all their bases.
Mhm.
And like, I work with, besides the hypotheticals that we always do, I work in with like, what do I love now,
Yeah.
and what do I know what is going on now, because we know the
Yeah.
ins and outs of what is current.
Yeah.
Now the people who are thinking ahead, who are just, they're not gonna like, I'm not gonna judge this skin because I know that anything can change in the future.
And it's hard to do. Like as
It is hard to do. You're gonna take
we
some misses.
yeah, you could take some misses. Like and it happens often, right? Like even the way I completely view Pillybone completely different. Like complete like I
Mhm.
mean, it was a secondary thought, if that one, because I always thought Skull Trooper was better than Pilly. But when you see the cohesiveness of Pilly's collectability, like I think that's where Pilly really wins, right? Like I don't think he's gonna pass Black Knight, but what I do think he's gonna do, I think across the board, his collectability is gonna be more interesting, and that could, and
You
that's
talk
just
like that, but if it keeps going up, that he very much could.
well, I
It's
mean,
like,
but see, I will say this, I will say one thing, right? Um, Pilly's a mascot, right? Um, I would say that Black Knight's a iconic figure and an iconic figure alone. If if it was to happen, I think it would have happened already. Just because this is one thing we don't talk about in Fortnite cards that they talk about in the sports world. What's already baked in? We don't
Yeah.
ever talk about that. Like
Well,
that.
I don't think we can talk about that because of the numbers of the hobby, right? With like how small people, I don't think people realize the prices are where
Mhm.
they are because of the rarity
Yeah,
and how small our hobby is.
yeah,
So like it's
but
hard to guess what's baked in until we see some real numbers. Like when we got the first like influx of people,
mhm,
no one knew what they were collecting because the Beckett list was freaking insane. It had like Ruin number 3 or something, some
mhm,
crap like that, right? Even then, nobody knew what was going on, and cards were hitting 11K, 12K.
mhm.
That's because we finally had the numbers. We had a lot of people coming in there. No one. Now we're set. We set the foundation. Not we, the community, right?
Yeah.
Set the foundation. So like what you're talking about, what's baked in. I don't think we can say that
But
yet.
we can know because it's happened. It's there. Like for instance, if you look at the pop reports and then the popularity of a card, the popularity of a card is based off of what people expect to happen. And like a skin like Pilly, because like you said, people didn't know what to look for. Then people figured out about this skin, right? And it literally took off after that. We literally seen it happen. That's baked in. Now it has correct. You can be baked in and have corrections. Like for
If
instance, go ahead. Yeah,
if they make Black Knight a
yeah.
character versus just an icon, I think that he can keep it
But
forever.
that's
If
not baked in though.
I know,
The
I'm
what?
just saying,
Yeah,
but for Peely's, his future is so open. It doesn't matter if he has stuff baked in. Like Peely's not going away. He's gonna make cutscenes.
yeah.
He's gonna be in the next movie, hands
But that's
down
what you're
for
saying is
sure.
there though.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't think that's baked in yet.
So you don't
I
think
don't
with
think his
Pilly?
popularity's finished yet. I think his popularity
No,
can grow.
but being baked in and the popularity growing is it's two different things. Like so for instance, like people may have I know you don't watch. Okay, so let's go with Jason Tatum. People may have Jason Tatum baked in at 3 championships, right?
Mm.
That doesn't mean Jason Tatum isn't going to win 4, but a lot of his values are already baked in. That's what
Yeah,
I'm getting at.
because
Like,
you're talking about like the future, right? Because when you say baked in, you're talking about okay, well, his
yeah,
price 20 years from now is already baked in. It's already at that price,
yeah.
and
So,
I don't think that applies to any of the Fortnite cards.
but no, but that's two different things. That's the growth
That's what
of
I think of like baked in. When I'm looking at
no,
stocks and stuff like that, like look at Tesla, and there's not investment advice, not
yeah,
investment advice. But like if you look at a stock and it's trading at I don't know 40x
yeah,
of what it needs to be,
yeah.
that's baked in because if they ever sold, if they to reach those profits, it's going to be like
So
that's
you
going to be the price. So
yeah,
there's
so
no
you
reason to buy in at this price,
but
and I don't
okay,
think that's true. I don't think that's true for Peely though.
so watch this. So you had LeBron in 2003. When LeBron came in and as the years went in, say year 1, year 2, year 3, he by and year 7, he still hasn't had a championship, right? The like LeBron prices were baked in even then, but things happened where the hobby naturally either died or grew. But then when he goes to Miami, now that's a whole different thing. Now they're baking that in, but there was an original baked in price, and that's what I'm saying. Like I think that because even now when we talk about Pilly, what are we talking about? We're literally
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about 20
I get that.
years,
Well, then you could say that everything's baked in because we've done the
right?
analysis on every card.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying all the prices baked in right now, right? I'm saying that Pilly has a lot of that growth came from that expectation. That's why he's the second highest sold card, is what I'm saying. Like every price is baked in, but like so when you come to Black Knight price is baked in, but Black Knight his era stopped a long time ago and is still stuck. Pilly had
Yep.
a major surge because of everything that people baked in, and it's still the second card. Now it can, like we said, anything can happen, it can flip. What I'm saying is the iconic nature of the hobby has solidified Black Knight, in my opinion. Every time something happens, people are gonna relate back to Black Knight. So if
No, I guess I disagree because I think the game is changing in a way that's going to surpass the game,
yeah,
and I think that means anything's up for grabs.
of course.
I think I don't think Black Knight is solidified in this era. He's solidified,
Mm-hmm.
and it very much will could be in the future because I don't know what the future collectors are going to do.
Yeah.
I just hesitate from the baked in
But
aspect, I guess.
it's a given that prices are baked in because that's how Aura got there. Aura is baked in based off of what she's done and the future of people playing with
So
Aura.
when I think baked in, right? Let's say we're about to go into the playoffs, and we know Golden State's doing really, really good. So let's say if they have a rookie, that price is super high or whatever. If he's
Mm-hmm,
balling out, right?
mm-hmm,
All right, his price is baked in, right?
mm-hmm.
Because he's at the all-time high. Then comes summer, all the prices dropped. It's no longer baked in my opinion, because
No,
it's a
no.
downtrend.
So
So
okay,
you get
so
what I'm
like
saying?
if you have Patrick Mahomes, the his prices is based off the trajectory he's already on. Even with Patrick Mahomes having a bad season, those his wins are baked into that already.
He, he said that we need to be picking out curtains because of our conversation about baked
Listen,
in.
listen, because no, but it's a real because like for instance, Patrick Mahomes, his his future possible championship is already baked in there. When the football season ends, the prices are going to go down because the football season is over, and that's just the way the hobby flows. But like so, even if Patrick Mahomes wins, his legacy is solidified for already having his Super Bowls, right? The What I'm saying is a lot of Phillies potential is real, like people are expecting Pilly to be that way 20 years from now. Do you get what I'm saying? What you said is what people are the reason why people are buying Pilly right now. Like that's literally the reason they're buying them.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. So the way I see it, like I looked up the definition here for
Mm-hmm.
baked in, right? It means information has already been reflected in a security's price, right? Which is
Mm-hmm.
what you're getting at.
Yep.
This is theoretically that would make it hard to make above average profits
Mm-hmm.
if you bought it right now.
Right.
And I'm saying I don't believe that's true for any of the Fortnite cards. And
But
that's because like I think that the market's so low, the attention's not here, so nothing is baked in yet.
so okay, so let's
You
look at
go
it. Yeah, I get what you're
you're looking
saying.
at it at scale, I'm guessing. So you're
Yeah.
looking at say if you look at it scale, it's
Yeah.
just going to magnify. So when we add more people on it,
Mm-hmm.
like their placement is already
Yeah.
solidified. You think we've gotten enough data
Yeah. I think that
already to
yeah.
show the placements of things. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because the only reason I'm saying that is because the conversations that everybody's having with Pilly is exactly what you're saying. You're saying, but we know that Pilly's gonna have more cutscenes. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
That's why he's the way he is because those moments are baked into that. Because if you look at where, okay, so for instance, Pilly hit 10K, he hit 7K, he hit these things, then it was Raw and he hit 2,500. Then guess what? Skull Trooper starts coming back around. Skull Trooper hits 2,500. He wasn't at that price. And so people was talking about, oh, Pilly's coming closer to Black Knight, when realistically, Skull Trooper's coming back closer to Pilly. And that's what I'm saying. So we're talking about Black Knight, where you gotta, it's almost like, let's take a pause, let him solidify that because I'm sorry, it's been a couple sales where it was very close to other cards, like the drips and stuff like that. So I am interested to see a Skull Trooper PSA 10 go up because I think it's going to be very interesting. It's just what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, Funk. Like I'm not so like what I'm not saying that the price won't go up. I'm saying that the reason why people are buying is the baked in aspect of this is the fact that he will be that popular in the future. Now
so
that does
when he's
yeah,
saying baked in, he's talking about in the placement of the card. So we went to the top 50.
yeah,
Yeah, so if we went, so take the investment side out,
right.
right? So like if we went to the top 50, where's my top 50 here? Right. He's basically saying that we've done so much analysis, not
Mm-hmm.
just us, like the community has done so much analysis. We've taken into account all these different things, and that's why we place him at number one,
Yep.
right? And then that's why we put Peely at number two. So
Yeah.
that should be priced in. Here's my question for you,
Mm-hmm.
because we're gonna update this list,
Yeah.
It's in the works, right? We're
Yep.
about to come up here and update this one. And if there's major changes into that, are you saying that some of these skins are baked in, not all of them?
No, I'm saying that their
Like
prices.
is Bright Bomber baked in yet?
I don't think so. I don't think all of her potential has been realized, compared to a Pilly. Like that's what I'm
So
saying. So like
Black Knight and Peely are the only cards that you think are baked in.
no, like so I think Aura's baked in. I think Aura's
Okay.
baked in. I think Skull Trooper's baked in. I think the only part of Skull Trooper that had a moment, and if this is if people been here for a while, the whole conversation with Skull Trooper and Pilly was Skull Trooper was graded more and he had more PSA 10s, right? That was the whole
Hmm.
thing. It was that Skull Trooper was graded more, he had more PSA 10s. Now, if you look at the pop report now, that has changed a lot. You look at the past two sales, 2,500 raw for Pilly, 2,500 raw for Skull Trooper. I'm saying, and by the way, what I'm saying about Pilly is not a bad thing. It's a great thing.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think that
I
I
mean,
think
we're talking
that
about the top 10 Fortnite cards, so
yeah,
I mean, we're not trying to say anything bad about any of these cards.
yeah.
Like even Aura, like I don't care where she places. Like just so like we're clear, like top 20 Fortnite cards
Yeah.
is gonna be amazing in the future. Top 25 Fortnite cards gonna be amazing
See,
in the future.
see this, but this is what JL is getting at is like that's a seasonal speculation. Like it's a it's like a is maybe I'm tripping. Okay, I'll bow out because like I literally
I get what you're saying. For me, it was just the baked in part because it goes to me when I'm thinking like investment and I think what's actually true trend like transit when I'm thinking about the value of something when it being baked in, and so that's what was throwing me off. But I get what you're saying. You're saying that we've taken all the data
yep.
and we've foreseen all the possibilities, and that's why
Mhm.
everyone values her at number two. I get that. I get it was the baked in part that was throwing me. Um because at
Who
that
would you put who could pass Pilly?
honestly, I'll tell you this. Here's why I'm scared to say what's baked in. Is because I know a lot about Fortnite. You know a lot about Fortnite.
Mhm.
And we've been doing this for a couple of years now. And when this was first starting, right?
Mhm.
I was not putting Peely number two. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
right.
Back then, I was not
That's
putting Peely number two.
mhm.
Man, it surprised me, and
Mhm.
we made adjustments, and I can see why now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the future holds, so saying baked into me scares me because Fortnite can do anything. I didn't
But
foresee them doing comics, like
but
didn't
I
see that coming, right? So
that's
what they do
yeah.
with Peely long term, like how Peely's done with like Crocs, and like did I think that he'd have his own shoe with Crocs? No,
But that's a part of baked in though.
I know,
That's
but
yeah,
I'm saying that he's gonna stay at number two. I think that marketing might be stronger enough to
right.
put him to number one.
Is
I
but it's
do.
see, but that's the thing though. Like that's where it doesn't because like it's like okay, one you have to take the people. You gotta. We already know this thing. You have to take the people that's holding the card, right? So you got the people. Fortnite cards is so scarce. So you got the people that's holding the card, and then you got the people that want the card. You have to shift a whole mindset only and the thing is that people like you said so you seen Pilly. I didn't think Pilly was going to be number two. You didn't think Pilly was going to be number two. A lot of people didn't. But what happened? What did they realize? What
I
did they
mean,
realize about Pilly?
they realized that he was the face of Fortnite, and which
And
was not what it was
right.
originally, but it came that way, and we
And
didn't see that coming.
so if you have a box, what did they start doing? They started gathering all those stuff, all those things, and they started putting it in the box. And they said, "This is all he has to offer. It's no way that he doesn't have major value." And then you seen all through Facebook, everybody, Pilly's number one. Oh, we got the show, Pilly. This is all that was baked into that price, and that's what made it surge from where it was because then before it was a whole lot of other cars that was above it. So all I'm
Hmm.
saying is that the original baked in is there. What I'm saying is that I don't think that there's like a extensive fan base that people think it is. I think it's an appreciation. I think it's two different things. And I can say the
Well,
same thing.
you could say the same thing for Black Knight.
Yeah, and I can say the same thing for Black Knight. The difference is I think the money goes to Black Knight
The money
frequently,
definitely goes to Black
uh,
Knight,
from top to
right?
bottom.
Because when they look it up, the most like, sold card is Black Knight.
Yeah,
and you don't think that we can get past that stigma.
I don't. I really don't.
Okay.
I genuinely don't. I just because like even like a Mickey Mantle, right? There's players that's better than Mickey Mantle in history, but that moment that Mickey Mantle became an expensive card and consistently hit
A
those
little
numbers.
different because like the ones that are competing with Mickey Mantle and that aren't in the same set, right? This one they're in the
No, I'm
same
talking about the
set.
same. I'm talking about the same set. Like
No,
even
but
like
I
the
mean, but was there a better player than Mickey Mantle in his set?
But there's icon like so for instance, what I mean is like a Jackie, like you can have a Jackie Robinson, a Willie Mays.
Hmm.
These they have the same pull, but Mickey Mantle is more iconic than them in that. Now you can, I mean, obviously there's things, don't get me wrong, like Jackie Robinson with the civil rights, A, B, and C, but just to the hobby is what I'm saying. Like if you put the hobby in there, perfectly centered Mickey Mantle PSA 10 is gonna always get the draw, even if it doesn't seem like it should be that case. You see the conversation all the time, right?
I
And
guess my question was Mickey Mantle the best player in his for that card
I'm
in
not
that
sure.
set,
I'm
and
not
that's what
sure.
I think he was like, and
I
so
I'll let somebody if
yeah, if
I
somebody
don't.
knows, I'd be interested. Like, what are the
Yeah.
other players that like would in that same year,
Hmm.
right? Because that's what we have to talk about. Because Black Knight and Peely are in the same exact set. So you talk
Yeah.
about Jackie Robinson, who was in a different draft or whatever.
They same
That's
set.
is it the same set?
Same set. Yeah. They're
Okay,
in the same set. Yeah.
but was it the same? Was one rookie? Was one not? Those are things I don't know.
I mean, do that matter
And
with Fortnite cards?
well, yeah, because these are all their rookies. I mean,
Right. That's.
basically.
But what I mean
It
is,
matters for sports. So that you were just making the comparison. So I was just
but
trying to get more
what I'm
information.
talking about. What I was talking about is no matter what happened, like after
Mhm.
Mickey Mantle solidified that spot. Is what I'm saying. Like it's just, and even when it goes up against other cards, like you even see like a. You even see like a if you go to LeBron's era, you go to Jordan 86 Flair, like it's
Is this gonna be the Jordan LeBron fight for the next 10
no,
years?
I don't
Peely
think
versus Black Knight.
the reason why I don't think so is because I'm not saying that Pilly can't pass him. I'm saying that he has a trajectory to convince everybody that Black Knight's not number one, the people that's holding it. So at that point, it just it's like it's crazy to me because like I'm just like if you just look at the history of it, Black Knight has been solidified for since let's say 6 7 months into the hobby, like by like 7 to 8 months, Black Knight started to become that. That's when the 250 sale happened, that's when the $400 sale happened. That so soon as that started taking off, this represents Fortnite Panini. For the I don't think that Pilly can take away from the era and the nostalgia that happened with Fortnite Panini era. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Pilly's not better. I'm just saying that that era is just too
I'm
is too
I'll
strong.
I'll just lean on the side of that. I think that everything is driven by demand. I'm not saying like I get
Yeah.
where you're coming from. I think it's very valuable and it's a great argument. I like to lean on the side of demand, and I think the amount of people who are going to be going for Peely based off what you just said, with all the
Hmm.
different marketing things, I think that's going to drive higher demand for Black Knight over time. And it being in the new set, I think that eventually he possibly could overtake him.
So
Even though Black Knight started way ahead, he started way ahead, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of sales, but I do think that Peely can overthrow it.
can I
That's
ask you
just my opinion.
can I ask another question?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
So when Wayne got the Renegade Raider prototype, right?
Yep.
What was his next mission?
I don't know.
Renegade
I don't
Raider
remember.
Reloaded PSA 10. Right? His next mission,
Okay.
he wanted because he had the Renegade Raider prototype. His next
Mm-hmm.
mission was to get the Renegade Raider Reloaded, right? Just based off of the iconic nature of what his collection was going to. What do you think is going to happen when people look at sales from a previous era? No matter what cards come out, the cards is going to skyrocket. But do you think that people aren't going to search for Black Knight the same exact way that they did previously?
Okay,
With
so I have a question
yeah,
for
go
you.
ahead.
Okay, so Healy's going for XYZ, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
All right. His alternates are going for higher
Then
than any other Black Knight.
look at the
Any
parallels.
Reloaded,
Look at the parallels.
Ultimate Knight,
Look at the
any
parallels.
any of those other
Well,
parallels.
no. See, that's where it's not fair because what you're. I can do the same thing with his parallels. Look at Black Knight's Italy. Look at his Brazil. Look at his hollow. Look at his Italy hollow. Look at his Brazil hollow. Look at his base.
I'll have to go and
We
look
can
at
look. I mean,
what
it's
Black Knight
drastic.
Italy versus Peely is
Anything
drastic.
Black Knight, and anything Black Knight parallel USA. Look at it and compare it in price.
We just have people who are saying they spent 250 on series. Did someone say series 3 Peely?
Uh-huh. Is
And
Black Knight in
that
series 3?
you're talking about next steps, like they get Peely, then they go to the next one.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
only reason I was going there. I don't see anybody getting a Black Knight and then going, all right, let me go get the next Black Knight.
You don't see anybody getting a Black
No.
Knight and going for Italy,
No,
Brazil.
not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. I'm saying the
What?
alternate cards.
Well, he doesn't have a direct alternate the same way Pilly does. We know that. It's not the same. It's
Well,
not the
he
same
does. He have
thing.
reloaded.
Yeah, if people go after,
You made the reloaded
no,
point
no,
with the
see,
Renegade Raider.
right. But do you
No
think
one's
people are
going
not going
after.
for nobody's going after Reloaded Black Knight?
No.
Okay, let's see.
Let's show it. Let me
Let's
see.
wait. So it's now to your point. Is people going after Reloaded Pilly?
Not that I know of.
But
Renegade
you
Raider is
don't
really
know
the
anybody
only.
going for Reloaded Black Knight.
No, I don't.
That's literally that. Okay,
I have a whole bunch of them.
I know what you have. I said others. So let's go. Let's see. Let's see that real quick.
Look, I mean, I haven't looked at the prices, so I'd be interested to see.
No, we're gonna go with grading. That's the easiest one right there.
Oh
We
yeah,
just go to
that is good metric. Do
yeah.
you have the link?
I'm about to pop it up right here.
I can pop it. I have it on the link on
Yeah,
the site.
go ahead.
Which when we're doing our thing, will be so much.
Yeah.
That thing we were talking about. Oh, just so you guys know, while we're going through this, I did take down some of the stuff to the card tracker. We did run a poll in the Discord. So we're gonna pivot a little bit. We'll give you guys more information once we iron it out a little bit more. But we have some cool stuff in the works. So, oh no, I was looking at the pop report.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, the easiest way to get to the pop report for Reloaded is go to FortniteCards.com, go to the Reloaded checklist. We have the link here because for some reason, I don't know if you still can, but you couldn't get there from here before. All right. Black Knight, 61 graded. Let's see. Healy, 24 graded. Now, and now what are we looking at?
We're going to just go to numbers people like.
Is that value?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's go. So we pull up.
You got to spend more for Reloaded Peely than Reloaded Black Knight.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, how many? Yeah.
Let me zoom in on this one. I can't see that. There we go.
So when you go to Reloaded don't work for this because the freaking. So okay, so when you go, if you want to look at the Reloadeds, right? This is all the Black Knights.
34, 30.
Yep. And then
you have a B in front of the Peely. I'm glad you're doing the one typing now.
Right. So let's go. Okay.
So 21.
See anything else?
And I see some $2 ones, but I was looking at the graded ones, like you said. 21.
Yeah. Right.
And 20. So
no, to be fair, 21 is a PSA 7.
And what was the other one? Like a 9 or 8?
Yeah.
SGC.
So, now, mind you, this is in order of price, so the dates is different too. But let's just go overall. Right? So these are the sales over time. We all know these, right? And it's had a fluctuation, some bounce backs, but you see all of these prices.
I mean, we already know that BK sells for more right now. That's not the
right.
I think Italy, right? I wanted to know Italy because I don't know the Italy prices. Look at Italy so I can compare those.
So Italy 8,400, which is the same price that pretty
10?
much. Yeah, that's what a PSA 10. That's in the range of what a PSA 10 Pilly goes for. Pilly had, I think, 2 that sold for 10K, but most of his 10s have sold for 7,500. And this is the Italy. I mean, we can do Brazil too, but I'll go to Pili next.
Yeah,
Uh,
I just want to see Peely. I don't know what a 10 goes for. I think the nines have gone for
so that's max.
1800.
That January 6th,
BSA.
2023, 26.5. Now another interesting one is so Skull Trooper Italy, you know, pretty strong. But if we go here and we go, so Skull Troopers high is 8,000. You know, he has a 6,046. That's all I'm trying to say that Skull Trooper and Pili are closer to each other than Black Knight and Pili. Easy. Now, we're talking about the future, but I'm just saying it's going to be very hard for that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, oh, wait, I'll get to you, Car, in a second. Let me see what Kevin said. That's why he doesn't buy into Black Knight hype as much. Like everyone like Black Knight so much. Why is it so easy to get Black Knight?
Because he's liquid, just like Midas.
He is liquid. Um,
And it's the same thing for Pili. It's just that
I think it's here. I would say it's so easy to get him right now. This is just
in
me.
what way?
And in what way is the being liquid? Because when times like this and prices are down,
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, I'm not going to sell anything that's only going to be a $5 like
You're gonna go for
if
the
it used to
highest
be
card.
50, if it used to be $50, now it's 5, I'm not even going to sell it. But if I had a Black Knight and it was 500, but now I can sell it for 100, that 100 still actually does something, so I'm going to sell that. So that's
Mm-hmm.
probably why it's easier to get a Black Knight right now, because it goes for at least enough money to make it worth it, versus
Mm-hmm.
some of these other cards have come down so much that it's not as like worth it. And that's just my opinion. Like I
And
would never
then
sell. There's a lot of cards I would never sell at this price. Even it's like the comics. Like, I'm not gonna sell
so
my comics if they're only $3-4.
yeah, like and then it's like even in just in a general sense for good conversation, because once again, neither one of us is saying which one is wrong. We're just saying it's just interesting. We have two different opinions, right? So you go to Pili here, you know, you have 39 wish list, uh, and then you have 62.4K likes, right? And then you go to Black Knight. Now, this is something that people try to draw the proportion of the difference of popularity in this aspect too. 48 wish lists, 64,000. Well, you can really say rounded up, 65,000 likes right there. So what I'm saying is like the section that Pili really wins is marketing. But if people are trying to act like Black Knight's iconic nature doesn't supersede time, I think that's where they're heavily mistaken. He's cemented in
Oh
that
yeah,
time. Like
I,
it's
I think he supersedes time. It's just can he hold the number one with his flash in the pan? Where Peely, it's not so much market. Like people can say marketing.
right,
To me, it's less about marketing. It's more that Peely has Epic Games behind him,
right.
pushing him forward. Now, if Black Knight gets in, so Ice King had a major moment. Like one
Mhm.
page in the comics kind of changed everything.
Mhm.
Black Knight gets any of that, even
Mhm.
a little bit, and I think then it's out the window. There's no if they make him a character
Mhm.
versus just a skin that Jonesy wore.
Yeah.
If they do that, it's no competition.
Can now I know how we feel about him, but I need the numbers wise. Can Fish Stick compete with can Fish Stick
He said, "Hey, it was 3 pages."
can Fish Stick pass Pilly?
um, I think not. I don't think
Why?
so at this point. Because I think, like you said before, they've pitted both of them. They were both kind of like in the same realm.
Mhm.
And I think that in the comics, Fishsticks had a major come up, but Healy is time again,
Mhm.
funnier, especially in the movies, in the animated scenes, and that's going to live longer than the comics and stuff. I
Mhm.
think Fishsticks is still going to go up, but I think Healy won that battle for
Mhm.
the, like you said, the mascot.
Yeah.
Healy won that battle for there. I think
Mhm.
Fishsticks has his place, but he can't catch up to Healy
Yeah.
because Epic Games has chosen Healy.
Mhm.
It's obvious they've pushed him forward.
Yeah.
So I
I
mean, I think he'll be like a third wheel there.
but I agree with you, and I like what you said at the end. Epic pushed forward Pilly, and he gets that front face. That's what I think the hobby does for Black Knight. That's
Yeah, but
exactly what it's the because like so for instance, if Epic Games keep putting it forward and like so for instance, I completely agree. I love Fish Stick, right? I have the card, but Pilly represents meme skins. It's just it's
yep.
not too much you can do to pass Pilly, right? And I think Pilly still has a high ceiling that I think is baked in there. I think Philly still has a high ceiling, and I just don't think that Fish is nothing Fish that can really do to compete with that. And that's the I still feel the same way with Black Knight. It's not too much that Pilly can do when it comes to Black Knight prices and the representation of the chase and the pop report. So you have everything. You got price, you got pop report, the chase, you have all of those things. Pilly may win on the marketing and the overall glance of it, but when it comes to the way the hobby responded and the pop reports and things like that, I think it'd just be kind of tough, especially with it being a yellow card.
Well, I'm not saying it's not. I agree. It's gonna be tough. I'll end it with this. I'm excited to see what happens. I like
Yeah.
the discussion. I'm excited to see what happens. I think you made very valid points.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fun. Is I think it's gonna be fun to just see how that time frame goes.
I'd have to do more research on what cards was like super supported by the community, but then failed because of demand in the
Yeah,
future.
yeah,
So it'll be interesting. Like we said, there's never been anything like Fortnite. Like this is like the amount of people who have fallen in love with characters through a video game. I don't
yeah.
think has been like this at this level
No,
anywhere.
no.
So
Yeah, I think Matt, I think that's the disadvantage. Like I think people thinking when I'm saying that Pilly shouldn't. I'm also not saying that. I think Pilly is actually a lot more popular than Black Knight. I just think that the way the hobby has adapted it in the pop reports and the nuance of the hobby is what really I think is going to keep Black Knight there because you can't deny the pop reports either. Just the scarcity of getting a 10 and in a Black Knight compared to a Pilly.
all right, guys, there's 14 people in here. We're gonna give you guys the biggest tip we've ever given you guys. Just get
Go ahead.
both.
There you go.
Just buy both. All right.
Like by the top 10, you'll be
Just
good.
just
The
just
the,
get
the
Peely.
Pareto effect. The Pareto
Just get
effect.
the
Buy that
Peely Crystal
20%
Shard in US, Italy, and Brazil,
and sit
and
back and
get the
listen.
Black Knight in US, Italy, and Brazil. That's our advice for tonight.
Yeah.
Not investment advice, just our advice to be a happy collector. Some of us can say
sit
they've done that. I
sit
can't.
back and just listen. That's what you do.
I love that we just spent an hour talking about two cards I do not have.
Yeah.
And the sad part is that I used to have it, Italy
Yeah.
Shard Peely 10.
Yeah. I remember
You
that.
remember that?
Hmm. You got it for a good price too.
I got it for a really good
You got
price.
that in what was it, Skull Trooper?
When I got Skull Trooper, I got Skull Trooper and Dark Bomber for a really good
Yeah,
price.
yeah.
I got those two together, but then I had a Peely.
I pulled one. I pulled the Italy one, and then y'all know what happened to my Black Knight Hollow, so we're not gonna get on that.
Oh man! All right. Well, no, that was a good discussion. We're
Yeah, I
gonna have to
like that
name
one.
this episode. I don't know. Have we beaten the BK Peely to death already?
It's the top two, bro. It's the
All
top
right.
two.
We'll. Should we go to the recent pickups?
Yeah, yeah. And we'll end
If you,
off with the
so
recent pickups.
we'll end up with the recent pickups. If you guys have any other like discussions or any questions or any like hot topics y'all want us to discuss, go ahead and throw them in the chat while I get to the beginning of this because I don't remember. You didn't do them for a while, right?
We didn't do them last week. Yeah.
All right. And if you're new to this, we like to go through the pickups and see what the community is buying. We are working a new segment for these recent pickups. We're
Mm-hmm.
trying to we scroll through this on Discord. We're gonna try to think of a better way to display this.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for that. We're still working it out. I think we seen some of these. 1101. Yeah, that's probably good. I don't know if y'all saw our wonderful Max card. I can't remember. I can't remember if we showed some of these, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
think
go
we
through
show.
them.
I think we went through these ones. I can't remember where we stopped the last. I think it
This looks
was
pretty new.
where we'll go here.
All right,
Magnus.
Documenter. And then I see Sparkle Special has been posting a lot.
Yeah,
Crystal
yeah.
Shard, Italy.
Bro,
All
his
right,
combos is crazy.
where do you put Drift then in that whole what would you call the baked in?
I
How
don't
much
think
of Drift is baked in?
See, I don't think Drift has enough to have that conversation. I think Drift is obviously I know how I feel about him, but I don't think he is very few cars that's in that conversation where people are like baking that much in. Like so for instance, we can talk about Black Knight Pilly, Skull Trooper, we have Aura in there. Like even like a Ghoul Trooper, like people not really baking in with Ghoul Trooper. Ghoul Trooper is just like iconic if that makes sense. Like and
Yeah,
then the
yeah. I don't
car,
think. Well, I get what you're
yeah,
saying. Like, so,
yeah,
like, you're basically were saying like, people have bought the concept for why that one's popular.
right.
Gold Trooper has not really been bought yet.
She's
She
more
just has highs.
appreciated. Yeah,
She's more appreciated, but like more in the same breath as some of the other ones.
yeah,
You and I think differently,
right,
but the community as a whole.
right.
I think that's the same with Aura. What about Ice King?
I think Ice King did have he had to your point when that happened in the comic, that's when people started throwing more in the box for sure. Now, will that solidify? I'm not sure just because it was a very specific moment. I like him that much. We'll see what the hobby says as time goes on.
Yeah, I did see a conversation. I stayed out of it. I
Oh, the
think
Ice
Kari, if
King,
you
the Ice King aura.
the Ice King Aura conversation, I stayed out of it.
Kari had great points, especially because the hard part is Ice King is hard to find. Very hard to find. Like to Kari's point, y'all know that I went now. Not only did I do it with the cracked ice, but I went through the whole run from ice to base, and all of them was hard to find. Luckily, I found a collector that had 3 out of the 4, and that really helped. And shout out to Brian. And the thing is, though, it goes to what we just talked about. So you have Ice King that has this moment in the comic books, but you have Aura that people have great expectations for in the future,
Yep.
right? And I do think that her prices were baked in. I also think that she has something that's slightly different than Pilly, where she seems to show up in a different liquid way. She feels like Midas to me, where like she has like she's came down a lot, but she has healthy cells for where she is. Midas in series 3 blows it out the water. Aura has been pretty healthy. It's been like 3 or 4 cars that's been in that realm. Like the one that surprised me recently, I know you wasn't on last week. I brought up Pillybone. Like I was like,
Mhm.
bro, he's sold really well. Like he's I think that it's in my opinion, I'm gonna say this now, Dylan. There's gonna be a whole different conversation, but I
Go.
think I think that more series 2 is definitely gonna end up in our top 50, and it's not gonna be drastic, but I think it's gonna be more than what we seen the year before.
I mean, people are going to disagree with our top 50 because
Either
I
way,
I felt that for the longest time. Like,
we said
I've
that.
I've always been trying to get some series 2 in there. I don't want to be too heavy on this. A lot of people said they know what they want. They don't need our opinions anymore.
Yeah, which
Um,
is good.
which is good, and I'm happy for that. And so, like, some of the cards that I think are better than some of these series 1 cards, it's like maybe I keep this close to my chest. No, I'm just
Yeah,
joking. We're
yeah,
gonna be honest with our top 50,
yeah,
and I agree. I think there's some that deserve to be there. Um, Now, when we do this tier list that you're talking about,
yeah. That's gonna be fun.
it's gonna contradict it a little bit for you
Yeah,
guys, and I think that this community is gonna enjoy the tier list that you're
yeah,
cooking up more than the top 50 possibly.
yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy the top 50 in the long run. I think. I
I
think
think
that's
so
how it's
too.
gonna play out.
So obviously Dylan's gonna keep scrolling as we're talking, but I think the fun thing about series 2, like so if you I don't know how Dylan feels about this, but I genuinely feel what we did last year with talking through the top 50 was probably some of our best exclusive content, because
Hmm.
I know for specifically like Kari and David was there, and what you got to see is that you got to see that me and Dylan really took our bias out of it as much as we could. It's a bias to everything, we all know that, nobody's denying that, but
So we
yeah,
said that we're gonna leave our biases for the show. So, like,
yeah,
we talk about our biases all the time, and we're upfront when we say it. We
yep,
try to cut that out. So in the Discord, Sparkle Specialist did a really great
yes,
did a really great survey, right?
hmm,
And we've talked about this in some of the other episodes. But again, that was asking for people's biases, right?
yeah, yeah,
And we
yeah,
just want to be clear, like the top 50 isn't our biases. We try to take, like what Rob was saying, baked in.
yeah,
We try to take the baked information
hmm,
and then try to like kind of position it, which is
yeah,
kind of a good way to think about it. I know I'm giving
yeah.
you a hard time on like the baked in part, but I get where you're
No,
going with that.
yeah.
and it's not
Nah,
like
it's
baked in
great.
value wise, but baked in like potential.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's what we try to do with our top 50
Thank
list.
you. Thank you. No, I'm glad you actually said it that way because that needs to be said. It's baked in potential, not value. Like, because I seen somebody say that, their series 3 Pilly will go from X to 5K. And I agree. Like that's definitely gonna happen. All of these cards is gonna, have its moment. It was more so just
Theoretically, this is not
yeah,
investment advice.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna have them right. It's gonna have their moments. We don't know what those moments is gonna look like. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting because what we're trying to do at THG is give the new collector and the season collector multiple ways of looking at things. And what Sparkle Specialist did, Dylan, I told them last week the way I'm going to use it. That doesn't, by the way, yeah, the way I use it doesn't mean that's the way Dylan's going to use it. But the way I'm going to use it to judge my top 50 list is I think I like what they did with that Sparkle Specialist list for
Mhm.
tiebreakers, right? So, like for instance, if let's say we're in like that top 15, top 17 area, if I'm stuck on a card, I can be like, okay, where is there any demand here? Is the demand
Yep.
on that list in the top 5 or is it in the top 30? And that might help a lot there. So it's a good reason for a lot of things.
The problem with our top 50 list is a lot of people look, all right, what's the current demand? And
Yeah,
we're trying
yeah.
to look at future demand, right?
Hmm.
Like, and that's what's really hard. And
Yeah.
sometimes, like, some stuff is obviously super hot right now. Like, I'll go back to the Autumn Queen thing.
Yep.
And I know that's maybe not fair because I'm the one who shat on her a little bit, but like, she was selling for like over 2K. I
Hmm.
think we just saw one for like 150 or 200 on eBay, right? And
Yeah.
that's like the demand was putting her one of the top. That put her in the top 50, and now she's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not our top 50, but that would have in everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why it's hard with the whole demand thing. So I think as a tiebreaker, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go further in that conversation, I was going through a lot of these. I like a lot of this stuff. I saw a crazy four
Yeah.
that someone unfortunately got, but I had to shout this one out. This
So
is the
dope.
actual ticket from the
Yeah.
Fortnite World Cup, not like the memorabilia ticket,
Hmm.
but the actual ticket
The
stub,
the
which
commemorative
is
ticket. Yep.
this is pretty interesting.
And what's dope about this for JL, is because you're not going to see this again just the way the world is now. You're not going to see the physical ticket,
Yeah,
especially
Ticketmasters
for
doesn't print
yeah,
tickets anymore. It's all on your
yeah.
phone.
So this is dope. And in JL,
History.
I know you were talking about it in there, but I'm gonna be honest with you, just having this, it really don't matter the way it looks. Is you're not gonna see too many of these. It's just not gonna be too many of these left. I think this one being slabbed with even if it has even if you I mean you could put a grade with it, but I think it just being authentic would be just as good as
Heck
well.
yeah. No, that's super cool. If you don't want it, I'll give you $10 for it. Just let me know. Um, so that's pretty dope. We got a
Ember.
couple more here. Ember, Trump Senior.
This was interesting by Hyperidge, by the way.
You talking about
Faded
the
joint.
color faded? Now I have Fortnite comics like this.
Yeah,
I don't know what to make with them. I just save them all.
yeah,
Yeah. What are
yeah.
your thoughts on that? Do you?
I just no, I think it's just interesting
I
having
do
a
know in
fade
other
like this.
card hobbies like Magic the Gathering, they put a huge emphasis on like error cards that have like crimps on them and all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So I don't know what the hobby will
I
think
kind of
in like
like
5 to 10 years.
I like it more than I mean, I'm not a fan of miscuts. But I like that this is faded. It's just unique. It's dope. I don't think it does anything for value or anything, but it's pretty interesting
What a
that came out
pack
that way.
though. You got
Yeah.
a dire shard and a BK base.
Yeah, bro. You had a
That's a
beautiful
great
box.
box. Yeah, that's a great box. Um,
Relax fit
Sheesh.
Jonesy.
Oh, so I recently, so I'm always searching the web, guys, looking
Hmm.
for other content on Fortnite and stuff. And I saw someone open up Fortnite cards.
Uh-huh.
And I clicked on it because it said like 2 days ago and they had a good amount of views or
Yeah.
whatever. And I don't know if there's one of you guys in the community and you're freaking trolling. I don't do so. Just so you guys know, Rob and I are pretty honest, right? We're
Yeah.
pretty honest. We're not like trying to create fake demand, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Like we believe in this hobby.
Hmm.
This person and they opened up the 6 card pack.
Okay.
Looks like they grabbed a few packs online or whatever. He opens up his first pack and pulls a BK Hollow, right? And he goes, "Oh look, I got the BK Hollow. Let's look and see how much it is." oh wow, it's going for that much. I didn't think it'd go for $500-$600. Look how much this one went in a 10. Man, this looks like a great flip, guys. All you gotta do is buy a couple packs of these, and you can flip this. They're paying lots of money for it.
Good luck.
It's pretty easy. All right, let me tell you that it's. I've told this story before. Thousands of fat packs hit my first Black Knight Hollow. Thousands.
Listen, listen. Good luck.
So 6 card pack, you pull a Black Knight Hollow. I'm calling BS. And if you're in, no offense to you, I would just say I get it. Maybe you're trying to drum up activity and stuff like that in the hobby.
Yeah.
But anybody who's watching the channel, it's not that easy to pull a BK Hollow. Don't go out there
Promise.
trying to buy 6 card packs if you're thinking to hit a BK Hollow.
It was hard.
Just don't that's not gonna hit.
It was hard to pull a BK Hollow when 90%
It's
of
part
the
of
BK
any
Hollow still
hollow.
wasn't pulled.
A 6 card
Like,
pack? Okay. I mean,
yo, I'm glad you. I actually have to see how many BK Hollows are graded now.
all right. Let me
Yeah, look it up real quick. Look it up real quick
all right, that's
because you're already
gross.
in there.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah,
till
washed out. Yeah, is that I like that it was washed out. It looks interesting.
I like the one
Obviously,
that's not washed out personally, but
it's dope when you have both.
I still like the reloaded error and dot on the Black Knight that no one cares about. Let's see, Black Knight Hollow. Black Knight Hollow, 100. Oh, so like 193.
That's crazy.
193, and it was Italy that he had, by the way.
Yeah, which is Italy is not that much either.
Yeah,
Three
so Italy,
3 for 67. Crazy. Yeah,
sheesh. That's crazy.
that's nuts.
Yeah. What do you mean any hollow or any BK? I'm not sure what the question was. Ooh, Jesper with the fish sticks. Crystal shard, man.
Shout out to Fish.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I get the what's the one I like?
Triggerfish.
Triggerfish, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going for that one.
Yeah.
I'm going for that one. And he got another because he needed one more.
Like,
because getting every single crystal shard wasn't enough. You might as well just get the other Black Knight sealed.
There you go.
JL with some gold frame stickers and a Optichrome Midas.
Clean. The Optichrome is so clean.
Go. Got a little bit of SGC there. Ooh. Dang. I want to rip Reloaded now. I'll tell you guys, Reloaded is the most fun to rip.
Hits on hits. All of his hits.
If they made some of the cards rare,
it would have been crazy.
It would have been the best set.
It would have been crazy.
I'm telling you, it would have been the best set if some of them were actually rare. But they all had like the same pull rates, which made it not as fun. But the fact that you can pull anything and there's lots of variety, it was a lot more fun to open than just a mega box and you get the crystal shard.
If I had to add to that, if they would have made the checklist for the loading screens like 35, that would have been great as well. Like, obviously, because I think the loading screens would, like, down the road, in my opinion, obviously it's gonna be Renegade Raider. The loading screens is gonna have his day. It's gonna have his day.
The moving parts too. The loading screens are fire. I love them.
They're fire, bro. Like,
you know, I've got my two favorites.
Yeah.
I have the whole set for Magic the Gathering. At least slabbed, not all 10s, at least slabbed. I need to get the reloaded loading screens all slabbed, preferably all in 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love ripping Reloaded. So if you're looking for a fun rip, Reloaded is fun. It's like you get a lot of cards. You get so many cards, you feel like they're not worth anything at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that too much, kind of thing. But you just gotta look for the quality. That's what you're looking for. So that was our recent pickups.
Yeah, no, that was some good recent pickups, by the way. By the way, I scrolled back through our whole Discord to look at the recent pickups for the year. Y'all knocked it out the park. Y'all went crazy this year. Like, just seeing what people picked up, bro, it's insane.
Remind me after the episode. I have something. I have an idea for you to do. I get what you're saying about the. No, so go ahead. I have my reloaded cards up here.
Oh, to show he means.
Yeah, the dot. So Jay, I don't remember if you knew this, but in Reloaded, the BK, I identified a print error with, what did I say? Like 10% of the BKs from Reloaded had the same ink dot, like 10% or something like that of them.
Which is
Um,
crazy.
there's some graded, but they weren't grade. They weren't graded with like the identifying it as a print error.
Yeah.
So I never did anything with that information. I did tell people about it, but I think that's pretty cool. If you wanted something that's a little bit more rare, that there's an ink dot on some of the Black Knights. It's in the bottom left-hand corner of the Reloaded. I guess I could show that. Let me throw this up here. So right here, you see where my mouse is? There's a black dot on some of the BK Reloaded. It's like noticeable too once you see it. You can go through eBay and look and probably find one or two. But it's literally only like 10, 20% of them. I wonder. I know people were talking about Reloaded, how some of them are sharp corners, some of them are round.
Right. Yeah. Which I did notice.
I wonder if the print dot is from the factory.
From one of them.
From one of the factories that did rounded or did sharp. That might be why that is on some of them. So that's just another idea for y'all to look at if y'all interested in that kind of thing. Yeah, there is a lot of good value on Reloaded. I love Reloaded. I want to open some.
Them loading screens. Those loading screens is the
they're so
thing
nice
for me.
Should I show one?
Yeah.
I know people have seen them before, but let's see if I have them out. With my new setup here, I don't have it all organized the way I'd like to. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Here's my 10. So these are the loading screens that we're talking about.
Super fire.
It's just nice and clean. Yeah. Beautiful artwork.
That's when it was only like 25 loading screens in the game.
Dude, they do something like this for tops. I'm down.
Bro, like I'm telling you, that can live on its own, and that's the crazy thing. With the artists, especially now, like where they're like legit collaborating with like artists and stuff, that would be dope.
Damn, now I'm looking at my cards. You ever just like go through your cards and it's just like, damn, these are so fire.
Yeah.
All right, let me stop. All right, guys, I think that's it. Unless anybody else has any other questions, I think we're gonna cut it here. Thank you guys for showing up. We'll catch you guys next week. We'll try to get an exclusive video out, hopefully on Wednesday if we can. We were gonna do one this past Wednesday, but we were having a business meeting and it went very long. So yeah, check out the Discord, go to fortnitecards.com, and we will see you guys next week.
Appreciate y'all.